Hey guys, Martin here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today I wanted to do a bit more of an in-depth discussion video about the gacha coins and the current state of, I guess, what you would call the coin economy of the game currently in Dokkan, because it's only really when thinking about it with the return of these banners that we've got at the moment, with tons of interesting units available again with the coins. A lot of discussion has come up, of course, as it always does when big units return, of like, are these units worth picking up with coins? And that's always been a discussion, you know, ever since coins were introduced. And I feel like lately things have changed quite significantly due to one major reason, which has impacted the way that coins are going to work in the game going forward for everybody, which is, of course, the introduction of Dokkan finally having a pity system. Because when coins were first introduced, as always with anything that gets introduced, like for the first time, there were people that were a fan of it, people who didn't like it. Obviously, the way I try and look at things with these games, unless I think it is just objectively bad, I always try and look at things with a glass half full kind of measure. And at the end of the day, at that time when coins were added, Dokkan didn't have a pity system. The coins do not count as a pity system. I remember people saying back then that essentially the coins are as good as, but you know, you couldn't get the new unit straight away on the banner that they came out on. However, the coins were more of like a loyalty system. So you did summons on the banner, you got coins, and then in the future you could use those coins to get units when they returned for the first time, or, you know, units who'd returned on that banner if you summoned enough and got enough of those coins, like red coins, yellow coins for legendary summons, blue coins for the random banners, which we don't get very many of. Like, blue coins are almost useless at this point, which is kind of crazy. And so yeah, you'd save those up, and then when a unit returns, you could use your coins to pick them up. A lot of the time what would happen for me is I would save my red coins up for a specific unit, and then when that unit returns on a banner for the first time, I would then pull them multiple times while trying to pull the actual new summonable unit. And of course then I'd still have loads of red coins, couldn't use them to buy the new unit, and so that cycle would continue. However, now with the introduction of the pity system, things have changed quite significantly, because now when you summon on a lot of these banners, you are not getting red coins or yellow coins. You are getting the pity coin for that particular banner. So for example, we can bring up the information here. This is for the, I think this was just before Vegeta came out. And I think he was the first one, right, that had the new Dokkan Fest pity coins. So the thing with this is, if this system didn't exist, Vegeta would come out. Every multi-summon you do on Vegeta's banner would have given you 10 red coins. You have absolutely no guarantee that you're going to get him whatsoever. There is no pity system. You could do 2,000 stones and not pull him, but you'd amass a bunch of red coins, and then you would be able to use those like the next time, you know, a unit was back on a banner. Vegeta, for example. Not that anyone should be picking him up with red coins, but that's a whole nother discussion. But now these quote-unquote filler Dokkan Fests have their own pity coins. Now, obviously, with the way this works in the game is, if you summon for Vegeta and you get all the way up to the pity, you will then be exchanging all of those coins for a copy of Vegeta, which then means your overall balance of coins hasn't increased at all. You haven't gained any red coins. All the green coins you got have been traded in for Vegeta, and then you're essentially, you know, you've got your new unit, but you're back exactly where you started when it comes to the number of coins. Now, it's say you do like, you know, 7 or 8 multis, something like that. You do pull the Vegeta, and you decide you don't want to spend any more stones, so you don't want to go all the way up to the pity to get another copy guaranteed, which, I mean, for the filler Dokkan Fest, that's a good idea. You can then trade in the green coins that you did get for red coins, so you get another sort of 70 or 80, and then you're done summoning at that point, right? So the introduction of the pity system is kind of like a double-edged sword, because if you get the unit early, then some people will obviously be tempted to go to pity to get the dupe guaranteed, but otherwise you will get some red coins. Whereas if you have to go to pity to get the unit, you don't get any red coins at all. Now, obviously, we can argue whether that's still better than the system of having no pity, which I think it is, right? Because if you say, like, Slug, for example, we won't use Vegeta as an example because Vegeta's not good, but Slug, who is a very, very good filler Dokkan Fest, even at 55%, is incredibly good. He's a unit that you would want to summon for, and yeah, you don't, you could go 1,000 stones, get a bunch of red coins, and you don't get him. Whereas on the new pity system, especially with SSRs being able to be traded in for extra coins, you're never going to go up to or more than 1,000 stones to pull a copy of him. But then your coins may not increase if you do have to go to pity. And then that leaves you in a situation which is kind of, what we're talking about today for the video, is these banners have come out. Now, obviously, I did a separate video about whether you should buy any of these guys with coins. The main reason being that they're all going to return very, very soon when it comes to the anniversary in like 2 months' time. But the thing is, and even I have been affected by this because I don't actually summon as much as I used to. I haven't been wailing out as much lately. There are some units here that I would like to pick up with red coins, but I don't have as many red coins as I used to. Because even in the big celebrations, like the anniversary was definitely a good place to have gotten a bunch of coins for both Global and JP. But then the worldwide celebration introduced a new system for pity coins, which we assume at this point, I mean, they may take feedback and, alter it a little bit, whether it's altering the value of the coins that you need or altering the system completely. But the worldwide celebration had a completely separate system of coins where you could get special red coins and special carnival coins, which could then be exchanged into each other, which was good, spread across all 4 of the banners. But what this means was, if we use, myself as an example, I pulled the Part 1 units. I got quite lucky in Part 1, so I pulled the Trio and Broly fairly easily. I think I spent about 700 stones in Part 1. And then when we went into Part 2, I did all of the stones that I had for Int Broly, and that gave me enough pity coins to then get Family Kamehameha Gohan. But I actually didn't pull Int Broly, so I had to decide who to get with the coins, whether to get Int Broly or Family Kamehameha Gohan. I decided to get Gohan, and then that means that for me, all of those summons that I did, all of those coins that I got, I then exchanged all of those for the copy of Family Kamehameha Gohan. So it means I was able to get him straight away on his initial release, but I didn't get any extra coins. And considering that the exchange value for these worldwide pity system, it was 500 coins, which is the equivalent of 2,500 stones. That's 500 like red coins or carnival coins that I could have had in order to pick up a copy of one of these units when they return, right? Because units like Beast Gohan, still arguably the best unit, or one of at least the best units in the game, you need 500 red coins in order to get him. I did all of those summons during the worldwide celebration and technically didn't get any extra red coins. So for me now, the number of red coins that I have is actually like dwindling slightly. And so this is the thing, we are now in a very interesting era. This is why the whole point of the video is to talk about where we are now in terms of the coins going forwards for every player, really. Is that now, with the introduction of these pity systems on almost every banner, it helps you pull the new unit quicker, but it's going to be a lot more difficult to get these older coins. And one of the big ones is a lot of people asked about whether they should buy Cell Max with Carnival coins. And I talked about this in that coin video, but just to mention it again very briefly here. Cell Max is a yellow coin LR, but he released on a banner that did have the new pity system. So I've got the news intro thing, entry thing up here for the last yellow coin LR we had released, which was the Gohan for the second part of the Vegeta celebration. And obviously he has the new system with the special legendary summon coins, right? So again, it's the same situation where if you had to go to pity to get this guy, which I can't remember, I think I did, you don't get any extra yellow coins, which means then when it comes to Cell Max as the example, returning on a banner, or even like after he's been out for a little while, every time a legendary summon banner comes out, he'll be in the shop available with yellow coins. But it's a lot more difficult to get yellow coins now. So I wouldn't be surprised for a lot of people if like he returns and is available to buy with yellow coins, and people just don't have enough to be able to buy him. And unfortunately, that is a bit of a byproduct of this new system, because yellow coin banners are always banners that people should have avoided in the past. So getting yellow coins was hard enough as it is. Whereas now, you're not even necessarily getting yellow coins when you're summoning for these characters. And again, it all depends. It's going to be different for each person, because like I say, if you go like halfway to pity and then you actually pull the character, if you decide you don't want to spend any more stones, you do then trade those silver coins in for the yellow coins, or obviously like green coins for the red coins. So it's not like you don't ever get any more, but it's just interesting to think that the pity system has kind of become a sort of plug on the flow of these gacha coins. And the big one is this new system that we saw for the worldwide celebration. If we get this system for the anniversary, which I think is quite likely, then obviously that's going to mean that the anniversary is usually the place that most players drop the most stones, right? It's like the big thing that you save up for, especially if you're free to play, so that you can then go ham during the anniversary and obviously hopefully pull these new characters, especially with the 10th anniversary being the next one. Big anniversary for Global, the big 1-0. I say Global for Dokkan. It's very unlikely that the two headliner units for part 1 will probably, they'll be the best units in the game, right? And then of course, you know, part 2, if we get a repeat of the 9th anniversary with Beast Gohan, part 2 could then potentially have a unit that is now the best unit in the game, better than the part 1 units. So this is where you're going to be doing loads and loads of summons. And even for a free-to-play player, if you save up throughout the year and don't dip into each of these like trap banners and stuff, you will be able to use 2,500 stones, because the anniversary gives out quite a lot as well. And so by the time the part 2 banners come out and you've done some summons on the part 2 banners, a lot of players will be able to have 500 of these coins, which you can then exchange for one of the new units. However, you've then not gained any red coins or carnival coins. And at the end of the day, this isn't necessarily a huge issue. Like I say, I think a lot of people would probably prefer the system that allows you to actually pull the new units, right? But it does mean that older units are going to become a lot harder to get, which I think is probably one of the bigger issues. Like if you don't pull a unit the first time they come out, then you're waiting for them to return on another banner. Maybe it's a banner you don't want to summon on, or you do a few summons, you pull the new unit straight away. You don't really want to do any more summons because you're saving up for whatever comes next. So then you're still not getting these older returning characters. And sometimes characters don't return for quite a while. And so if you do a few summons and you don't pull them, your only option then is to use your coins. And like I say, with the amount of coins coming back in now seeming to be drastically lower, like for me, I've kind of been for the last couple of years always hovering around like 2,000 to 3,000 of the coins, because obviously I did used to summon a lot more than I do now. Whereas now for me, I've only got, I think, like 1,100 red coins. So me, for example, I'm missing Topo. I didn't get him from his initial banner, and I didn't really want to chase him too hard because that was when Global was getting 50 million banners come out. So now he's returned on this banner. If I buy him with my red coins, I've only got enough coins left to get one unit. And when the anniversary rolls around, if I don't pull, for example, Int Broly, he is a unit that I really want to get. I'll be able to get a copy of him, and then I've got no coins. And then going forwards, depending on, you know, like Tech UI Goku coming back for Saiyan Day, all that kind of stuff, like I'm not going to have any coins to pick up these characters. And unless I get really lucky in my anniversary summons, I'm then going to have to trade in all the coins that I get during the anniversary summons to pick up the new character. Like, for example, with the worldwide, I didn't pull either of the part 2 characters. So if it wasn't for the pity coin system, I wouldn't have gotten Family Kamehameha Gohan. So I wouldn't have got either of the part 2 worldwide characters. So the pity system is very good. I think it's good that Dokkan finally has one, and it allows us to get these units for the first time without, you know, going tons of stones, not getting them, and then still having to wait, like, you know, for in some cases 4 to 5 months for the unit to come back on a banner. But they have massively impacted the flow of these gacha coins, especially when it comes to yellow coins. Carnival banners are still kind of untouched, at least from what we know. Like for summoning on carnival banners, you still get carnival coins, and the carnival banners don't have a pity. However, since they introduced this new system where the Dokkan Fests have pities, we're going to get a carnival banner in December, and we could see for the first time an introduction of some kind of pity system for the carnival banners as well. And then of course that issue is then going to impact carnival coins as well as red coins and yellow coins. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Like I say, I don't think many people would argue that, like, you know, they would rather get more red coins than have a pity system, but it certainly has decreased the incoming flow of these coins. And if you're someone who, you know, if you're a more recent player and you're missing some of these older characters, it's now a lot more difficult to get these coins. And when older characters, like for example Tech Beerus getting his super easy A, and now he's really good, but now you have to be even more careful when deciding where to spend your coins, because it's going to be a lot more difficult to get any more. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. What do you think Dokkan can do or should do in order to mitigate this issue? I'm not really sure of any ideas off the top of my head, but a way to get these coins. I mean, I guess it's one of those things. They're not going to give you red coins and pity coins at the same time, which obviously would be, for the players, that would be an amazing solution, right? But obviously it's that's way too generous. I don't think we would ever see that. But let me know what you guys think down below. What is your coin situation looking like? How do you feel about getting coins, spending coins? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Martin Ingen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.